All right, let's talk about one of the wildest, most dramatic bowl games of the season, the 2025 Rate Bowl. I mean, this game had absolutely everything, and it all came down to a single, unbelievable play in overtime. Let's get right into it.
See, this wasn't just another bowl game. For Minnesota, history was on the line. For New Mexico, this was their chance to put an exclamation point on a season nobody saw coming. And in the end, it all boiled down to one final, heart-stopping play.
So, to really appreciate just how tense this game got, you've got to understand what was on the line for both of these teams before they even stepped on the field. The stakes were huge.
You really couldn't write a better story. On one side, you've got Minnesota, this postseason juggernaut, going for their 9th straight bowl victory. A win would tie them for the second longest streak of all time. And then on the other side, you have New Mexico, the ultimate Cinderella story. A team picked to finish dead last in their conference, and here they are, capping off a magical 9-win season. It was the definition of David versus Goliath.
But, instead of some high-flying shootout, the first 3 quarters were just an old-school smash-mouth defensive battle, an absolute grind. I mean, just look at that score at the half, 7-6. It was a slugfest. Both offenses were just getting suffocated. Minnesota's D would bend, but they wouldn't break, holding the Lobos to a couple of field goals, even when they got deep into their territory. Every single yard was a fight. And really, the story of that first half was New Mexico's defense. Think about this. They went from being the 4th worst defense in the entire country to a top 50 unit. That's an incredible turnaround. They held Minnesota to barely over 100 yards and came up with a massive fumble recovery on a 4th and 1. They were playing lights out. And then, after 3 quarters of just brutal trench warfare, the whole game just exploded. The 4th quarter was nothing short of pure, electrifying chaos. Just try to follow this sequence. So Minnesota finally punches it in to go up by 8. You're thinking, okay, that's probably the game right there. Wrong. On the very next play, the kickoff, New Mexico's Damon Bankston takes it 100 yards to the house, an unbelievable immediate answer. Then they go for 2 to tie it up, and they pull out a trick play, and it works. We went from a 7-6 defensive snooze fest to a 14-14 tie in a blink of an eye. Absolutely wild stuff. But just as fast as those fireworks went off, they fizzled out. The defenses clamped down again, and both teams just traded punts for the rest of regulation. Neither side could land that final knockout blow. This one was going to overtime.
Okay, and this is where the tension is just, you can feel it through the screen. Overtime. Both teams get a shot from the 25-yard line. From this point on, every single play could be the last play of the season.
So, New Mexico gets the ball first. But that Minnesota defense, man, they stood tall one more time. They kept the Lobos out of the end zone, forcing them to settle for a 36-yard field goal. New Mexico takes a tiny 17-14 lead. So this is it. The entire game, that historic winning streak, everything comes down to this one possession for Minnesota. A field goal just keeps the game going, a touchdown wins it all. The pressure is just immense. Can they answer?
And here's the moment. A pass to the end zone, and Jalen Smith makes a spectacular diving 12-yard catch for the touchdown. Pandemonium. The place goes crazy. But wait, hold on. The play is under review. The whole stadium just goes silent, holding its breath. And then, the referee confirms it. Touchdown. They get to celebrate all over again. What a perfect, dramatic ending to an incredible game.
But even though Minnesota got the W on the scoreboard, when you really look at what this game meant, you can make a pretty good argument that both teams walked off that field as winners. For Minnesota's coach P.J. Fleck, it was all about pride. Not just in getting the win, but in how they did it. They showed resolve, they showed resiliency, they just scrapped and clawed their way to a victory to keep that amazing postseason streak alive. And on the other side, for New Mexico's coach, Jason Eck, he didn't hear any sense of defeat. He was focused on the incredible journey. This game, even in a heartbreaking loss, was the proof of everything they had built. They showed toughness, they showed they could respond to anything, and they proved they belong on a stage like this.
So it kind of leaves you wondering, right? In a game that's that close, a game decided by mere inches on a single diving catch, what really separates winning from losing? Maybe, just maybe, the true victory is found in the fight itself.